If you say I'm from Dalton, we go to the IML and they will see your Dalton on the name tag and they say, oh God, I'm gonna just pray for you. I'm gonna keep praying for you. Because this is a black town, 80-90% black. We've been the poster child for black ignorance, black arrogance, black dysfunction. Now we want to be the poster child for black love, black excellence, black unity, and most importantly, black self-accountability.
Hey everyone, welcome back. We're unpacking highlights from Dalton's latest board meeting, held this past Monday, where former trustee Ed Steve, now vying to win his seat back, made his presence felt. And, true to form, Tiffany Henyard kept the drama dialed way up. Let's roll the first clip so you can see the shenanigans for yourself, and I'll jump in afterward with my take.
Have a quorum.
Very much. We will begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. We are at this citizens address, citizens comments. There's a 3 minute citizens comments when we hit the 3 minute mark, and we will wave at you just so that way you're aware of the time. So we'll ask anybody with comments, questions, please go to the podium and address the body. You got signed in? Oh, we had three people that signed in. So we'll start with Mary Evans. Mic is working. Mic is off.
All right, so here's what's happening. They decided to start the meeting without Tiffany, who, as usual, showed up late, because they had a quorum, meaning enough trustees were present to proceed. Of course, in classic Dalton fashion, the microphones weren't working. So, we see Trustee Kiana Beeler go up and turn the mics on, but then, right after that, William Moore strolls over and turns them right back off. This was during the public comment portion, when residents were supposed to voice their concerns, which, as we know, there are plenty. But since he's clearly Team Tiffany, he apparently decided their voices didn't matter because Her Majesty hadn't arrived yet. Honestly, the way he acts gives off total cult follower vibes. Just putting that out there.
Good evening, Mayor, Trustees, Board, and my precious residents. We're not forced to do this. I love my job. I love working for Mayor Henyard. I'm here at 7:30 in the morning, whatever it takes, because this is what we inherited. I appreciate your energy and your effort to get these things done. And I'll end with this. It says, any that chief among you, let it be he that serves. We see your heart, that you love for these people. And so we're with you. And with that, I'm going to give my report. So I appreciate the opportunity to make history. And when it's all said and done, your legacy will speak for itself. So continue to work.
That's just how he acts. And honestly, his blind devotion to Tiffany really gives off those vibes. What do you all think about that? Anyway, let's keep it moving. I don't think Trustee Kiana Beeler even saw him turn the mics off because, as you can see, she was walking away while he was heading over there. And let's be real, if she had seen it, she definitely would have said something. We all know she doesn't hold her tongue for anyone, and she proves that in this meeting. She really lays it all out, especially now that trustees are getting more insight into Dalton's financial situation, and she's not shy about letting the residents know just how fed up she is. Let's get back to it.
All right, good evening, residents. Thank you for coming out this evening. First and foremost, I want to apologize for people acting out of order this evening. When we come into a board meeting, I just want to set the rules for you. You have to be in order. You cannot yell loud. You cannot say bad things to people. Everybody's entitled to their opinion as relates to who they like, who they support, what it is they want to talk to this body about. I need you guys to respect their time and give them their 3 minutes.
All right, you guys. Right out the gate, Tiffany comes in with her usual antagonistic energy, talking about how we have to be respectful and respect people's time, which is ironic considering she's consistently late. She's late to her Thornton Township meetings where she's the supervisor, and she's always late to Dalton meetings too, so it's no wonder the trustees get visibly frustrated the moment she walks in. And of course, she shows up with that same attitude every time. Even though residents were struggling with malfunctioning mics, somehow Tiffany's mic always works perfectly. No surprise there. We all know that's thanks to her loyal staff, and team making sure her voice is always heard, while the residents are left without one. Let's go ahead and keep it moving.
Is there someone, where's Medina? I don't see Medina, I don't see Jackie. Do y'all have someone doing the time since y'all started the meeting? Do y'all have somebody doing the time? Okay, and do y'all have a sign-in sheet? Is there a sign-in sheet? Just one person? Okay. So you only have one person. Is there anybody else that would like to address the body? Yeah. Medina, can I have a copy of the agenda, please? In the back, to the police officer in the back, is the metal detectors on?
All right, you guys. This is where Tiffany jumps right into her usual shenanigans, stirring things up and trying to get under people's skin. After showing up late, her first move is to demand that the residents who were already seated and had already gone through security go back outside and pass through the metal detectors again, because suddenly she doesn't feel safe. And you have to wonder, could that feeling have anything to do with the way she constantly disrespects everyone she encounters? Either way, it's a pretty bold move to disrupt an already in progress board meeting and alienate the very people you're supposed to be serving. Great way to win the crowd over, right? Let's keep going.
Okay. So, residents, for your safety and for our safety, we're gonna have people go through the metal detectors. You can say, hold on. You have to listen. You can say, y'all can say no all you want. It's not up to you as it relates to safety. It's about safety for everyone. So everyone will have a seat, but we are going to have everyone go through the metal detectors so that everyone is secure in the building. The last board meeting, we had an incident. You have to listen. I just told you guys, you have to listen. So you guys have to go through the metal detectors so that everyone is secure in the building. Everyone can stay here. Everyone has a seat. So we care about safety. Safety is our top priority, no matter who it is or what it is. So if you don't mind, we're going to pause while everybody goes through the metal detectors, come back to your seat, and then we can start our meeting so that everyone's safe. If something jumps off here, we don't know who has what. So I'm just trying to make it aware that everyone understands. So, Safety Chief Lacey, if you can direct people, you can start the first row. People can go in and come back in, and then have your seat.
Here we go. Chief Lacey walks in, patrolling the room and clearly doing the mayor's bidding, which feels completely unnecessary. She brings up an incident from the last board meeting involving well-known activist Jedediah Brown, who approached Trustee Andrew Holmes. And wouldn't you know it, Holmes is conveniently absent this time around. Maybe he's laying low because of the recent allegations made against him by someone who used to be part of Team Tiffany, but has since spoken out. The whole situation is messy, to say the least, and the tension just keeps building.
I didn't notice that my good fellow advocate Andrew Holmes is in the building. You're the reason that I'm here. But you've been accused of something that's very shameful. And the least you could have done is given us a very basic and comprehensive statement, and you could have at least declared your innocence, which noted you haven't done. Literally, as an elected official and as an advocate about what you did, was it consensual, was it not? Did you that woman? Did you put something in her drink? And damn it, you gonna answer, and you gonna answer me. Promise you that.
Hey, out of order, you out of order, hey.
Like I said, you guys, it really gives off cult following vibes, okay? But enough of that. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of this board meeting because some things went down. And just like I mentioned earlier, Kiana didn't hold back. She went straight for Tiffany and let it all out. So let's go ahead and dive into the key moments from this meeting.
Is there anybody else for a public comment? All right. You have 3 minutes. Hey, you got a stopwatch or something?
Okay, is it on now? Okay, sorry. Okay. It's always time in your. Yep, Chief Lacey, why weren't you here? I mean, that's ridiculous.
So you guys, basically what the trustees did was put an ordinance in motion to freeze the credit cards, which I found really interesting, especially with election season right around the corner. Jason House has already announced his run for mayor, and the trustees are also campaigning to keep their seats. So I decided to take a little trip down memory lane, because you know we love to go back in the day, and there's plenty of footage of Tiffany Henyard to compare then and now. For those who don't know, she used to be a trustee before becoming mayor, and in this next clip I'm about to show you, she was still a trustee, but clearly confident she had the mayoral seat in the bag. Let's take a look, and I'll chime back in afterward.
Okay, well, you never know with more over there. I mean, that was petty. Just prove how petty you were. They had a legal right to meeting, and you shut off the mic. What did you think that was going to accomplish? The meeting still went forward. So not sure why you did that. You're just so petty and unprofessional. How are you okay with that? How are you okay with yourself? Okay, I'll just repeat what she said. She said, on our tax dollars. I mean, why do you do that? Why do you think it's okay to do that? I mean, does your relationship camaraderie mean that much that you are okay with selling your soul?
Yes, she did. And honestly, if only they could have frozen that moment in time and really seen who she was before becoming mayor. Looking back at Jason's face during that interaction, you can almost see the concern creeping in, like he's realizing, did we make a mistake? Her true motives were starting to show, and at that point it was too late. He, like everyone else, just had to go along with it. They backed her, and now they have to deal with the consequences. I showed that old clip to highlight the similarity. Back then, as a trustee, Tiffany was the one pushing to freeze payments, and now the current trustees are doing something similar by moving to freeze credit card spending. Of course, the financial situation now is very different, but that parallel really stood out to me. All right, let's bring it back to the most recent board meeting.
A second.
Second.
Then motion second to bundles A, B, and C. And just for the record, for those that don't know what it is, motion to approve an ordinance amending the village credit card policy. B, a motion to approve an ordinance declaring a village credit card spending freeze. And C, a motion to approve a settlement of Williams versus Dalton, an amount of $30,000. Colorado.
So you guys, the fact that Tiffany remains so calm while the trustees are accusing her and her administration of being completely irresponsible with public funds is wild. She's either in total denial, thinking there won't be any consequences, or she's just arrogantly confident that she's going to get away with everything. Maybe she really believes she's untouchable. And here's the kicker. There are 2 new faces at this board meeting, and according to news reports and several YouTubers, they've been identified as her defense attorneys. Now, why would someone need defense attorneys at a board meeting? Maybe because charges could be on the horizon. One of these guys even has a reputation for playing dirty, or so I've heard. So of course that's who she's chosen to represent her if things go south. All right, let's roll into the next clip. This is where Kiana really starts to let Tiffany have it.
Okay, and then also just for the record, there's no more purchasing or buying anything until the new board comes in. So I'm just letting you guys know, put that on hold so you don't cut checks for anybody. And if you got an issue, I think you should weigh in to the board so we'll know what the issue is, but don't cut any checks.
So, Trustee, I just have one question. Do you mean you don't want any more services to be, you want all services to be halted until the new board? I'm a little confused as...
No, okay, I'll elaborate, sure. No, what I'm stating is I don't want anyone that's exiting to go with our dollars, the taxpayers' money, without board approval. So don't just cut checks because someone come to you and say, cut this check, cut that check. I'm saying either A, run it across the board if it's something that we need to vote on or agree on before you cut checks. Because when the new mayor entered into office May 8th, we want to make sure all our money still is there.
Okay.
That's it.
So, just I want to make sure I'm clear. Are you talking payroll or billing?
I'm stating, do not allow anyone to tell you to cut checks that should not be telling you to cut checks. That goes from the outgoing board.
So, what the trustees are proposing now is to sell a property called Melody Fitness, which has been in Dalton for some time but hasn't really been in use. Part of the building was originally intended to house a police department, and they even spent $50,000 just to put up a police sign. But despite that, the property remains vacant. Now let's shift back to Trustee Kiana Baylor, because she becomes very vocal about her stance on this issue, and she doesn't hold back.
And to approve items A, B, and C.
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
Then motion second, any discussion?
Yes, if I may.
All right, go ahead.
A and B, we talked about just for a little bit more clarity on the credit card spending changes as well as freeze. Essentially, it would only allow for the Director of Administrative Services to
use the credit card only on items that the board approves, and it puts a cap on any transaction of $5,000. There was consideration on completely cutting it off, but there are some bills that must be paid. Well, it's most convenient to be paid with a credit card. It causes gray tear, so we did not want to put the staff into a much more difficult place. So we wanted to put in some safeguards that can be reasonable for day-to-day activities while still acknowledging some of the challenges we feel are with the credit card spend. Thank you.
You guys, what did I say? Kiana was not having it today when she said, "You can get outside. We can sell it to you too, okay?" I couldn't help but laugh, and I know a lot of people probably did too. That line was hilarious, but it also showed just how completely fed up she is. And honestly, it takes someone like Tiffany Henyard to push a person to that level of frustration. All right, let's get back to it, because